Root Sports, brought to you by your local Ford stores. By Safeco Insurance, find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting film and TV funny man Tim Allen, October 21st. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. As we show you some visuals over St. Petersburg, Florida. We're inside the Tropicana Field here in St. Pete. Let's take a look at our Lexus starting pitchers for today. Giovanni Gallardo goes against Blake Snell out of Shoreline High School, coming off his first win. But let's start with Gallardo. What's he got to do to pick up, to erase his last outing against Baltimore?
Struggled against Baltimore in his last outing. To get things turned around, I think for him it comes back to fastball command. His fastball has been good this year. Average fastball at about 92 miles an hour, but he'll be at 94 from time to time. Maybe the right team again. This team has really struggled as far as the Rays go. The month of August hitting 209. I think a slider will be a good pitch for him. They're hitting just 180 off of the slider, so if he can get to the slider early and counts, then he can expand the zone and take advantage of a team that has really struggled.
Blake Snell's a gentleman that started with the ball club and then went down to AAA. He's back. He came off his first win of the season in his last start. That was at Toronto.
Good fastball at 94 miles an hour. You're going to see a slider and a changeup from an occasional curveball. His problem has been second, third time through the lineup. First time he's pretty good, but after that, batting average goes up almost 100 points. So look for the Mariners, especially the right-handers, to take advantage of that.
This will be his second career start against his hometown team. So we get you ready a little bit closer. Mariner baseball, as you gets you out on Tampa Bay. Have some fun here. We're going to be right back as the Mariners complete the first leg of this 12-day, four-city tour. That's already off to a terrific start with 2 wins here in St. Pete. Back with Mariner baseball right after this.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Boom, baby! Let's play.
This is Mariners baseball from St. Petersburg, Florida. We're at Tropicana Field. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew. Mariners going for the sweep of this series and the season sweep of the Rays. Mariners trying to win their 5th consecutive ball game. And they're going to go after a young man from Shoreline High School, Blake Snell. Here we go, first pitch to Gene Segura. Down low, off the plate, ball 1. Plate umpire, crew chief Dana Demuth, Paul Nauert first, Carlos Torres umpired second, Chris Guccione at third. 2-0. Second time the Mariners getting a look at Blake Snell. Made his second career start. his Tropicana Field debut against the Mariners last June 16th. Snell out of Shorewood High School. It's his first strike.
Well, he has a good fastball today. He's already hit 95 a couple of times. Slider, changeup to go with it. Occasional curveball from him.
2-1 to Gene. In there for strike. Segura still holding the second spot in the batting chase in the American League behind Jose Altuve. He's at 364. Gene at 317. Eric Hosmer at 313. Two and two. And get the high strike. Full count.
You're going to see the Mariners try to be patient. For Snell, there's no doubt that his stuff is some of the best as far as left-handers go. Fastball at 95, good changeup and slider to go with it. His command has been an issue this year. 44 walks, or excuse me, 44 walks in 84 innings.
A lot of spin on that one. Brad Miller, the former Mariner, handles it. There's one away. Let's take a look at the rest of the Mariner lineup.
Danny Valencia, a little bit different for the lineup today with the left-hander, but Danny Valencia will hit second. 25 RBIs this year versus left-handers. That's third most in the American League. Nelson Cruz has hit a home run in each of the games, leads the American League with 100 RBIs. And Guillermo Heredia in the lineup. He will hit seventh today, hitting .337 against lefties. For Snell, what he's done this year, 16 starts, a 1-6 record, 4.78 ERA, and there you can see it, 84 2/3, 44 walks on the year. He does have 72 strikeouts, opponents hitting .258.
Strike one to Danny Valencia, 2 for 4 in Friday's game with an RBI. As per usual against the left-hander, Danny batting second. Good breaking ball, 0-2. Mariners hitting .256 against left-hand pitching, and against left-hand starters a record of 18-16.
They played well, and Danny a big part of that. Again, 25 RBIs against lefties this year, third most.
And Demuth said he did go. And Danny's gone. Strikeout victory. Not a believer there for he stood there and his mere presence didn't change things. There's Jesus Sucre, another former Mariner.
I'll take a look at the defense. The Rays are 10th in the American League in fielding percentage. A number of Mariners in the lineup, former Mariners in the lineup. You have Brad Miller out at second base, Logan Morrison at first, and Jesus Sucre will do the catching this afternoon.
A lot of familiar faces. Lomo hit a home run last night as a pinch hitter. Made it a 7-6 ball game. Mariners come away with the victory. Here's Robbie Cano. Hits in each of his last 3 ball games. Sure, they'll be running conversations between Suki and a bunch of guys today.
That is definitely going to happen.
Party greeting to Nelly. Good looking curveball right there.
Hopefully Logan Morrison is busy talking to guys today. That means they have a lot of base runners.
Yeah, right. Lomo will chat it up. Good highlights indeed last night. Haniger a grand slam. Nelly muscled a home run out off a pole out in off the seats in right center field. This one popped up. Easy play here for Corey Dickerson. Left field. The Mariners go quickly in the first inning. When we come back, Giovanni Gallardo, we're going to see what he has for today as the Mariners try to get a sweep. Here's a look at Kevin Kiermaier, the fine leadoff man for the Tampa Bay Rays. Have really been struggling here in the month of August. Let's take a look at the rest of the batting order for today's ball game.
Overall, the Rays are 12th in hitting, 12th in runs scored, and you're right, it's been a struggle in the month of August. A couple of hitters to watch out for today against Gallardo. Lucas Duda hitting .385 with a couple of home runs against him. He'll be second in the lineup, as Dave mentioned. Logan Morrison did not start yesterday, but came in on as a pinch hitter, hit a home run, 29 home runs on the year for him. He will hit cleanup. And then Corey Dickerson also hitting .385 with 4 home runs against Gallardo. This will be his 20th start of the year, a 5.84 ERA, 111 innings pitched for him, 80 strikeouts.
Nobody wants to shake the memory of his last start more than he does. That 50 pitch hitting. He had to stay in there and absorb a lot. 4+ innings, 99 pitches. Looking for a turnaround. Last time Giovanni got a win back on, it was back on the 29th of July, beat the Mets. He went 5 2/3.
Kiermaier came off the disabled list at the start of this series. He has 3 hits, has scored a couple of runs as a leadoff hitter for the Rays.
We saw yesterday he can really run. Scored from first on a double down the left field corner by Peter Borges. 3rd inning, scored from first. He was moved. This one's tagged pretty well. Going back is Heredia, watching it. Hit off the batter's eye for a home run. And just like that, it's 1-0 Rays. Rays, we mentioned, struggled in the month of August, hitting just .209, by far their worst month this season. Team batting average. Home run for Kiermaier, his 8th, 21st RBI.
The one thing they will do is strike out a lot. You have to work ahead, but falling behind 2-0, fastball probably middle away. For Kiermaier, his 8th home run on the year. It's the one thing that they will do is hit home runs. They are 5th in the American League in home runs.
There's Lucas Duda. And he's up there swinging, hits it high. It's not going to reach any of the rings. Easy play for Hannick. There's 1 out.
And look at the defense for the Mariners. Welcome back to Taylor Motter. Just recalled, going to get to start at third base. Kyle Seager under the weather last few days. Started the first couple of games, but getting the afternoon off with Motter there. Valencia will get to start at first base, and Carlos Ruiz, Chooch, will do the catching.
Motter recalled from Tacoma today, and Danny Espinosa released. A run in, 1 out, Evan Longoria. First pitch strike from Gallardo. Longoria 0 for 3 in yesterday's game. Just 3 career hits, one of them a home run against Gallardo. So Gallardo, last time out, his last start against Baltimore, Tim Beckham, one-time Rays shortstop, hit the first pitch out for a home run, and he gives up a home run on a 2-0 pitch here to Kiermaier. Home runs given up now by Gallardo. That one hit well, left field, base hit. There's the Rays highlights from last evening. Steven Souza Jr. with a solo home run. The kid from Everett. Duda hit a 2-run homer. And Lomo pitch hit home run in the 9th. Marson pinch hitting for Daniel Robertson against Edwin Diaz, and got an 0-2 pitch. You called it, Mike, down that lefty loop zone. Blasted it out.
And they were going to try to elevate the fastball to him, but missed his location. Scout report on the Rays as a collective group, for the most part, they like the ball down in the zone. We saw Logan hit the home run yesterday. That base hit just now by Longoria, also down in the zone. So with Gallardo, you'll think it'd be a pretty good matchup for him. Typically, his fastball is at the top of the zone, 92 to 94 miles an hour. Pretty good slider and curveball to go with it.
Robbie right where he needed to be. Motter on a relay, not in time, but they do get the lead runner. Put out 4-5 for out number 2.
That's a long throw for Robbie, an accurate throw. They're able to put a lot on it, but Logan runs well, beats it out.
The 2 out. Morrison at first. Here's Steven Susan Jr. He was pretty much the entire in-stadium pregame show with the kids and everything. He had
He
to
did a great job.
He did a wonderful job, no question. And had to been on for 45 minutes. He did good work. Boy, what just an upbeat personality, and dealt beautifully with the kids. Only in the video they put together, pregame show they run here in the ballpark.
And some of it looked as if they filmed some of it during spring training, and some of it here at the ballpark.
It was a lot of fun. Got his first home run against left-hand pitching last night.
And 26 home runs on the year for him.
Rays have lost 4 consecutive games, 7 of 8, 10 of 12, and 12 of 15. Shoot, showing it off, keeping Lomo honest. It's a spry 38-year-old back there.
Keeping an eye on him. You can see
man.
it right there.
He's been there, done it in baseball, boy. I'll tell you, what a career.
He knows his primary job is to get Gallardo through this game today, and it would help to get through the first couple of innings in decent shape. So trying to throw out a runner would help.
Yeah, minimize that pitch count after that.
You bet.
50 pitch epic against Baltimore. 2-1.
Rays are 7th in stolen bases, and we know this from Logan. From time to time, he'll pick a spot and go on his own. A couple of steals for him on the year.
He's got good tight end speed.
That's a good way to put it.
Talked to Logan the other day, and he's in a, until that home run, he'd been in a bad way. He'd had a good, very good run the last couple of weeks, struggling like the entire ball club. But all in all, what a season with 29 homers, 68 runs batted in. Bounce foul past Charlie Montoya, third base coach. Rocco Baldelli coaches at first. There's Charlie. Tom Foley was third base coach for a long time. He's down bench coach now. There's Rocco. Good pitch. Breaking ball, 2-2. Totally frustrates Souza. It ends the first inning. A home run by Kiermaier has Tampa Bay on top 1-0. Mobile unlimited baseball break, and lots to talk about with Nelson Cruz. His last 12 games here at Tropicana Field is just one of many topics, Mike.
When you take a look at the numbers, a 385 average. How about the 7 home runs? We've already seen a couple in this series. 20 RBIs for him, slugging almost 900. He is something. Likes hitting in this ballpark for sure.
Catching up with Jesus Sucre. Nelly's got 2 streaks working, 11-game hitting streak overall and a 10-game streak against Tampa Bay. 11 home runs since July 30th, string of 18 games. It'll be Cruz, Haniger, and Motter middle of the order here in the 2nd inning. 9th Mariner to go back-to-back 100 RBI seasons. Up the middle, base hit. A 12-game hitting streak for Nelly.
It's like a fastball away from him. Playing in the pull on the infield. You see Echeverria, the shortstop, over in the hole, and he hits it right back up the middle.
So Nelly's now 19 for his last 42.
Talk about Mitch Haniger and the grand slam that he hit yesterday. It's great to have him back in the lineup. Another base hit too, so swung the bat well last night, first game back.
They give him the right side of the infield. Brad Miller on the left side, second baseman. Ball 1. Grand slam last night for Mitch is first. It's the third 4 RBI game of the season. Fifth Mariners rookie to have at least 3 games of 4 RBIs or more as a rookie, joining Brad Miller, Kenji Jojima, Danny Tartable, and Mr. Mariner himself, Alvin Davis. Foul back. It was good to see Alvin last week when he came in for the Edgar festivities, the Edgar weekend.
Looks good.
Yes,
it's really good.
Product of Shorewood High School. Blake Snell, 1-6, ERA just under 5 at 4.78. Pitching against a team he rooted for as a kid. Kiermaier, Colin Ford makes a play. Blake Snell pitching against the Mariners, and let's get some thoughts on Blake Snell. And let's hear what he dreamed about as a kid in terms of playing baseball.
It's Ken Griffey. We're playing wiffle ball in the backyard, hat backwards, hit a home run, and just round the bases. And with a big smile. That's all I would ever dream of. And I'm a pitcher, so it's like, I don't want to see home runs.
Makes sense. I get it. Look at this, Taylor Motter riding one, but it's going to stay in the ballpark. But Souza might not be able to get to it. Not wasting any time on his return to the ball club. Motter lines out Steven Souza Jr. First action for Taylor Motter since back in July. Here's Guillermo Heredia. Swinging the bat well against lefties. 337, 6 doubles, 3 homers, 13 runs batted in.
He would normally be in there against the left-hander because of those numbers, and he'll get a chance to play a lot more now that Dyson went on the disabled list, so he'll be the center fielder.
Guillermo 0 for 3 in yesterday's game. Laid off the high pitch, a high outside pitch. He's been going after that lately. fist popped out. Lomo, easy play for him. Takes him right to the dugout. Runner stranded in the second. When we come back, Corey Dickerson, Jesus Sucre, and Brad Miller for the Rays are up 1-0. Seattle Mariners baseball and Root Sports being brought to you by CHI Franciscan Health, the Mariners' official partners in health. Learn to stay Northwest healthy at nwhealthy.org. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. What do you got? The one in the middle looks like he's going to run away with it. Wonder what the pari-mutuel is on that race. I'm told it was 4-1 and paid pretty well. There's Corey Dickerson to lead things off against Giovanni Gallardo. 15 pitches in the first inning. One was hit out by Kevin Kiermaier leading off on a 2-0 pitch.
You want to be careful with Dickerson. Dickerson has had some success against him. 5 for 13, but 4 home runs.
So the Rays, the first time Mariners swept them early June. This guy was a leading hitter in the American League. Cano out in short right field for Dickerson. 1-1 pitch. Hit him with that one.
A perfect pitch. It was right on the inside corner, above the belt. Most left-handers, if you're going to go inside, you want to elevate the fastball.
All 2 strikes. Got him. Went upstairs again. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gallardo.
Just climbing the ladder. We talked about the high fastball, and this one a little bit higher than that. Get him to chase it. Seen quite a bit of that over the weekend from the Rays. Again, they are really struggling offensively. Only just 209 in the month of August. The last couple of weeks, hitting under 100 with runners in scoring position. As you take a look at Jesus Sucre, former Mariner.
Last night, going into last night, was something like 096. Last night they went 1 for 6. Mariners went 4 for 10 runners in scoring position. Straight up in the infield for Jesus. Good catcher, very good throwing arm. Got a few bunts down for the Mariners last year. One pitch. Down low.
He's been able to hold his own this year when he's had an opportunity to play. 255 with 4 home runs.
Career best 4 home runs. He had 1 for the Mariners last year and 1 in 2015. Goes the other way into the bullpen. Kevin Cash, skipper for the Rays. John Foley to the left. Kevin, 39 years old. Tampa born and went to Florida State. Up the middle. Nice hop there for Cano. Throws out Suki. 2 away here in the 2nd inning. Ed would be back to school without a brand new backpack. All kids 14 and under, they can pick up their very own Mariners backpack when they head to Safeco Field on Sunday, September 3rd. It's all part of Boeing Salute the Kids Day. Visit Mariners.com for tickets. A lot of kids in the ballpark here today. There's Brad Miller. Haniger with his home run, his grand slam last night. It's the first rookie since Brad who hit a grand slam. Brad hit his with the Mariners back on September 28th of 2013.
He's had a tough year this year, hitting just 195 home runs for him.
Big change from last year. 243, 30 homers and 81 runs batted in. Chooch gets on it. Off balance throw. All that extra work he does in playing at shortstop and third base during BP pays off right there. He's also made that play a million times before, but it looked good, didn't it? 1-0 Rays. First inning home run. Time now for our CenturyLink What's Next? Stop number 2 coming up. Atlanta, the destination. Albers against Fultonevich. Gonzalez against Lucas Sims. Erasmo Ramirez against Robert Allen Dickey. Another one-time Mariner. There's Ben Gamel. Gamel swinging it really well against lefties. 309. Third best in the American League. 7 doubles, 2 triples, and a homer. 13 runs batted in against lefties.
So far, just 1 base hit off of Snell. It was a single from Nelson Cruz. Base hit back up the middle. He's had a good fastball today, 93 to 95. We've seen some changeups, a couple of sliders.
We were talking during the pregame. You said third time around is usually when things start to get away from Snell.
Yeah, overall batting average against him, basically it's pitches. It's for his first 40 pitches. So opponent's hitting 222. Then after that, 41 plus, the average goes up to a 283 clip, and it's especially true with his fastball. So he does pretty well with his fastball first time through the line, just a 193 average, and then after that, that jumps up to 284. So the guys are going to get a good look at him, and it's part of the problem with him this year. When you look at his overall numbers, 1-6 record, ERA at a 4.78.
3-1 pitch. Gamble takes it for ball 4.
Another part of it, 44 walks in 84 innings, so some patience would help out.
Gamble, the leading hitter among rookies in the American League with 297 batting average. So he's aboard for Carlos Ruiz. Chooch 0 for his last 11. Last time he got a base hit, it was at Texas, July 31st, a 9th inning single.
Still has good quickness. What a play to end the last inning.
That was really.
And make the throw off balance.
Off balance, and it was right on target. No problem for Danny. Not showing bunt, takes a strike. One home run, 9 runs batted in for Carlos. Two.
We'll take another look at the play. Motter playing at third today, well off the line. You can see how quickly he gets out, and then the off balance throw, and as Dave mentioned, a perfect throw for Danny. He's falling away from first base.
He's in an 0-2 hole here. Great career with the Phillies. Great moment in Philly when we were there in May. A bases clearing double. Second game. 2-game sweep there. 0-2. Breaking ball.
It was terrific for him behind the plate, but he came up with some big hits for that organization too.
Got the 1 home run. That was upper deck shot back home at Safeco Field against Minnesota. 1-2 pitch. Making the kid work.
We talked about the walks, 44 of them in 84 2/3. You have to be patient if you want to take advantage of that. So far, just the 1 walk to Gamble, first time through the lineup.
Gamble at first. Good speed. Pitch.
That might work.
Looper down the line. Lomo can't get it. One thing we know about Lomo too, and those pops behind
He's
first
pretty good.
base. He might, for a big guy, we said it all the time when he was with the Mariners. He is excellent making that over the shoulder catch. As you mentioned, he's got the tight end speed, like running the seam pattern right down the hash marks.
And he'll cover some ground.
Yeah. Good year at first. Justin Smoke having another great year at first base for defensively. Offensively has been a big explosion for him. Smoking. Among the leaders in home runs, RBIs. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Worth the full count. Gene Segura on deck, the leadoff man. Pitch number 35 for Snell. We're in the third. Boy, Chooch can gap something. Gamble will score. Mariners have played some really good ball here at St. Petersburg, winning 9 of their last 11 and 12 of the last 17. Time called. Gamble ready. 3-2 pitch. He takes off, and Chooch swings through. The throw by Sucre is down to Miller. Striking him out, throwing him out, double play.
And this is not your normal straight steal. You have the left-hander on the mound. Gamble is going to wait till he goes to home. A lot of times you will go as soon as he moves and take a chance, but that wasn't the way the play was designed. Basically, Scott Service is betting that Ruiz is going to put the ball in play, and he wants to stay out of the double play by sending the runner. Sucre, one of the better throwing arms. They were not trying to just go with a straight steal right there. Unfortunately, they did not put the ball in play.
Sucre has the big gun. There's no doubt about that. Here's Segura, grounded out the second, looking to extend his hitting streak to 6 ball games. One. Still victorious in his last start against the Blue Jays for the first win of the season. Went 6-8 with a 3.54 ERA last year in 19 starts, 89 innings, 98 strikeouts, 51 walks.
See those opponent averages through the lineup. Pretty good jump, almost 60 points. Talked about the pitches. This next pitch will be 40 for him. 39 pitches, 22 strikes.
Snell, a first-round pick, 52nd overall back in 2011. And Segura went fishing, and he's retired. So are the Mariners in the third. It's 1-0. The Rays leading the Mariners. Brad, I had just seen it while we were in break on TweetDeck, and I just mentioned it to Mike, and we both looked at each other and said, nah, that would never happen. There's no chance.
It won't be the last time, though.
That's true. And Denny Echevarria, congratulations on the wedding, and congratulations that she said yes. This one ridden into the gap. Echevarria bounces it off the fence. He's thinking 3, and he's going to make it. His first triple of the season. Good start to the Rays' third.
Well, missed with the first pitch and then comes right back with a fastball middle in. He squares it up. Right in the gap. Gets out in the left center field up against the fence in a hurry.
Got good wheels, former Miami Marlin. So now let's see if Gallardo can hold the fort here. The Rays this series 1 for 12 runners in scoring position. Last 15 games 9 for 88. That's a 102 batting average.
Well, they've really struggled. The Mariners have the corners in, so Motter and Valencia playing in. Segura and Cano playing back in this situation. Kiermaier a home run his first time up. Home run to dead center field, his 8th home run on the year.
His first career leadoff homer. Gallardo behind 2-0. Reached out. Pitch probably rather not have swung at. Right now the Rays 1-0 on 3 hits. They've left 1. No runs, 1 hit for the Mariners. And they've stranded 1 runner. Off speed pitch. Good one. 2-2. Mariners trying to get 3 games over 500 for the 2nd time this season. Trying to win their 5th consecutive game. Chooks throws down to Valencia. Strikeout completed. 3rd K for Gallardo. Much needed. 1 out with the runner at 3rd.
With their struggles, they will strike out a lot. So if you can work ahead of them, you'll expand the zone. They will chase outside the zone, and we just saw that from Kiermaier a couple of times in the at-bat to get the strikeout.
Lucas Duda flied out to right.
Be careful with him. 22 home runs on the year. He is 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position with the Rays.
Ball 1. With the Mets, he had 246, 17 home runs, 37 runs batted in. And with the Rays, done some nice work. 21 games, 5 homers, and 9 runs batted in. Shift on for him. Segura on the right side. Cano out in short right field. 1-1 pitch. No advance. Carlos Ruiz. 45th game for Chooch. Mike Zunino getting today off. Two one from Gallardo. Three and one. Evan Longoria is on deck.
And I think with Duda, you watch him swing it, he's trying to hit the ball in the air all the time. I think a pretty good pitch here. If you lose him, he gets first base and maybe get the double play with the right-hander walking up.
3-2.
Longoria leads the team in grounding into double plays, 15 of them on the year. Make a good pitch right here. Maybe get him to chase it. Now that you have it at 3-2.
Walked him. First walk by Gallardo. The runners at the corners. Maybe he can get the double play ball here from Longoria. Hey everybody, 2018 season tickets. They're on sale right now with $100 per seat deposit. You can select your seats for next season. They'll also be eligible for postseason priority as the Mariners continue their hunt for October baseball. For details, go to mariners.com/18. There's Longoria. Base hit to left on a 1-2 pitch, first time up. Didn't get the call. Pulled foul.
Got him out in front of the breaking ball. Trying to get the double play.
I'd like to see Gallardo. Daily theme. Get into the fifth.
His pitch count is fine right now. 42 pitches for him, 24 strikes.
Ran to 5+ yesterday. Rosimo Ramirez went 6. Here's a double play opportunity. Right on time. Right on time. Yes, sir. Coming across for the Rays. You got a leadoff triple. Still a 1-0 game. Time for the Big Fish Casino big catch, and here's the pitch that Gallardo used to get the double play.
Yeah, breaking ball out in front of it. Routine. Nice hop for Motter. Easy turn for Cano. Well, the difference in that inning could be ball 4 to Lucas Duda that we were talking about, the left-handed hitter, putting him on to set everything up for the double play and then executing the pitch. Well done.
Danny Valencia, Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz coming up here in the 4th inning. Danny, first time up, struck out an 0-2 pitch. So we are now in the midst of the second time through the order. Mariners against left-hander Blake Snell.
Again, we're talking about it. Average jumps up about 60 points, 90 points on his fastball. So he's either going to lose a little bit of velocity, or his fastball is going to start to end up in the middle of the plate, probably in some hitters' counts, for the numbers to jump like that. Hopefully that will be the case for the Mariners today. Danny's numbers. Again, 25 of the 61 RBIs against lefties this year. That's third most in the American League.
1-1 pitch. 2-1. Cano and Cruz to follow. The Mariners try to enhance their positioning here in this wild card chase. Just a half game off the pace. There's a strike. 2-2.
A lot of baseball ahead of the guys on this road trip. See all the games, 3 in Atlanta. Guess we're scheduled to get in Atlanta about 7:30, something like that.
Works for me.
Yep, short flight for him. 3 games there, and on to New York for the weekend.
That's where we're going to get the players' weekend with the uniforms.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Uniforms, new uniforms, nicknames, socks, spot on the sleeve. Thank somebody, a significant person in your baseball career, as Danny strikes out second time today for Snell, his 4th K. Yeah, that'll be fun in Yankee Stadium. Chris Robinson Cano will have "Don't You Know" back of his shirt, thanks to legendary radio broadcaster John Sterling of the Yankees. Started that back when Robbie was a rookie. John actually said he just was matter of fact with it one day. He said, it's Robinson Cano, don't you know? It stuck.
I like Kyle. Kyle having some fun with it too.
What, Corey's brother?
He's going to have Corey's brother on his back, even though he is the older brother.
Yeah, right. That's well struck, but Souza is right there. Boy, that extra giddy up as it got to him. So the obvious question is, what's Corey going to wear? I'm looking forward to seeing that. Here is Mr. Cruz. Told that Corey is just going to have his surname on there, and that's it. Come on, Corey, come on. Here's Nelson Cruz. Since 2015, he's got 70 road home runs, most in the major leagues. Encarnacion is second with 62, and Rizzo 55.
He has already extended his hitting streak to 12 games. Had a base hit his first time up.
You like this count, 2-0. There's a strike. Mammoth home run he hit. First game was an 0-1 pitch. 2 out, nobody on in the 9th.
Came into the game today hitting .295, 31 home runs, 100 RBIs.
Tried to lose that one. Two out and a 2-2 pitch. Down the right field line, foul.
His best fastball so far. in on his hands, elevated above the belt on the inside corner at 96 miles an hour. Jammed him.
Mariners have been playing some good road ball. They started 8-20 since May 28th. They're 21-9. 2-2 pitch. Put it in play to Longoria. Close him out. Mariners are retired in order in the fourth and trail 1-0. In the first inning. Right now we take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Mattress Firm. This is the longest roadie of the season. Take off for Atlanta later on this afternoon. 3 days there. Get into New York about 3 a.m., 4 a.m. on Thursday morning, day off, and then play the Yankees over the weekend, go to Baltimore, and then a day off back home in Seattle. A's and the Astros. Boy, Labor Day is going to be right upon us.
Nice homestand when the guys get back.
Gallardo to face Morrison, Souza, and Dickerson. Middle third of the order. What do you think so far? 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. The double play was huge. It gave up just the 1 run so far.
Yeah, I think overall you have to be happy with where he's at. His pitch count is in good shape through 3. 43 pitches through the 3 innings. Now 44 with that pitch. I thought that was a couple of big pitches that he was able to make to Longoria to get the double play to get out of the inning. And I thought the 3-2 pitch to Duda was a smart pitch. So I don't get overly concerned about giving up a leadoff home run to start a game. I think a lot of times pitchers are just trying to get a strike and get the game started, and leadoff hitter every now and then will take advantage of that. We've seen it this year. And since then, he's really thrown the ball well. So overall, I think Scott Service has to be happy with where he's at. Offensively, they need to get things going.
Let that be his hiccup inning. He always has that one hiccup inning, right?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Almost slaps one foul.
We talked about it against Snell. He's a talented young man, but as the game moves on, he has a tougher time with things. So Mariners now trying to work through the lineup for the second time, see if they can get to him. They've been scoring runs. All right, let's stay right where he's at. I think Scott will take his chances.
Mariners 7-1 and 7-6 victors in the first 2 games. 2-1 to Morrison. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Almost 7th in home runs. He's got 29. Career best, his previous best 23 with the Marlins. Segura makes the play. One away.
And another good pitch. I thought for Gallardo, this would be a pretty good matchup. We've talked about the struggles for the Rays, but he also likes the high fastball, and they're a low fastball hitting team. And that last fastball was on the inside corner, but it was elevated above the belt and jammed him with it.
And when we saw him have some early success, that was a very good pitch for him.
Especially with the velocity he's had this year. And he'd typically be somewhere in the neighborhood of 92 to 94 miles an hour. He's had a good fastball. He can work ahead. Should be able to get deeper into this game.
Steven Souza Jr. struck out on a 2-2 pitch. What if that bat survived his throwdown? He took that baby and slammed it straight down on the plate. Homered last night.
We've talked about it. Day games, especially at this point in the season, they typically will not have batting practice on the field, but Souza was out in right field. He was out there with the hitting coach working on a few things.
I tell you, it was a unique drill. It looked like he had a little bit better volume than wiffle ball, but thrown at what, 30 feet?
And you know, yeah,
and
they
using
definitely
a wood bat.
It was better than a wiffle ball because he could put some velocity on it. The ball was getting on him quickly because he was shortened up too.
Yeah,
yeah, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was down a right field line, and we looked up. And said, wow, I haven't seen that before. Two one.
Good pitch. Good breaking ball in the corner, didn't get the call.
Corey Dickerson on deck. 5 of 14 first pitch strikes.
See that number improve as he moves along.
3-1 to Souza. Full count. As we play here in the fourth, Mariners have been held to 1 hit. Gallardo's given up 1 run on 3 hits. 3-2 pitch here.
Oh,
wow.
Follow through knocked his mask off. See the barrel come all the way back around.
Ooh,
wow, that
jeez. Thank goodness for helmets.
That was scarier than what we watched it live.
No question. Man. Putting me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Jeez. 3-2. Bouncing ball, Segura, plant, throw, stretch by Danny. Yes, sir, he got him.
Play by Valencia at first base. Segura getting rid of it quickly. It's one thing to pick it. It's another thing to be able to keep your foot on the bag. We'll take a look at hitting the hole. We've seen Segura do this a lot this year. Get rid of it quickly. This one sinks a little bit.
Oh, nice pick.
Very nice pick as the ball was actually running back into the runner. Danny's played well at first base this year. He's really done a nice job over there. We've seen him at third and in right field in past years. He was with the A's and some other teams.
I'll tell you what, he plays first like, you know, that's where he's always been.
Yeah, very comfortable over there. He's just a good athlete.
Yep. Corey Dickerson struck out on a 1-2 pitch. Gallardo's keyed 3. Foul back. Walked 1. The walk hasn't hurt him.
And the key to this is you have to read the throw first. If he stretches out there too early, he will not be able to reach that because it's offline of the base. So he waits to see the ball in the air. He knows it's going to be wide of the bag, and he makes an adjustment. Not an easy pick, especially when the ball's spinning sideways like that. A lot of times it'll jump up. He was able to handle it.
Attacking up high.
Was able to get Dickerson on the high fastball, just climbed the ladder on him his first time around, and pitch he struck him out with well out of the strike zone.
Rays 5 games under 500. 4th place in the American League East. 0-2. Tampa Bay 4 back in the wild card chase. Mariners a half game off the pace. Yankees, Minnesota, and LA, the Angels in front. Ball and 2 strikes. See if he goes upstairs again. He does. Too high. Mariners going for their 5th consecutive win. This is the 7th time. A win streak of 4 or more games this season. 4 consecutive wins. The longest streak. It's a 6-game winning streak. 2-2. Full count here. Nice job getting out of 3rd inning trouble after the Echeverria leadoff triple. Got a strikeout, a walk, and a double play. The 3-2 pitch. Missed inside. Second walk by Gallardo. MLB.com at bat. It's your #1 mobile app for live Mariners baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. You get Mariners home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast, StatCast news, and more. So download MLB.com at bat today. Jesus Sucre grounded out to Cano.
Let's see if he can get another ground ball right here. He seemed pretty frustrated that he was not able to make a couple of pitches towards the end of that at bat to Dickerson. I think he had him set up. Wasn't able to execute.
Pitch to Sucre.
Pretty good fastball at the top of the zone.
A few of those pitches that Dana hasn't given him. One-0 pitch. Can't be pleased here. Sucre, backup catcher, and not a guy that's known for his bat. And right now, the pitches that he's throwing up there is very respectful, like he's trying to avoid, a renowned power hitter.
Well, I think that, again, missing with a couple of pitches to Dickerson after he was ahead of him working. He's trying to work the top of the strike zone right now and just missing, not missing by much.
3-0. That Scott's been working many packages of gum here today. 2 out, man at first. Yikes, a 4-pitch walk to Sucre.
Back-to-back walks after a couple of quick outs.
And here
now
comes
you're adding
Mel.
to the pitch count. Yeah, Mel going back out to the mound. He just looks like he's a little frustrated right now.
Yep. And you're right about the pitch count. What is it? 66 is the next pitch. Working here in the 4th.
I think with the overall, where the rotation is, the pitch count is a luxury for you right now. Just make some quality pitches and get out of the inning. Give the offense a chance to get on track.
99 pitches for Giovanni last time against Baltimore in 4+. Start before that at Oakland, 4 1/3, 94 pitches. And in Kansas City back on the 3rd of August, 84 pitches in 5 innings. He's gotten into the 7th 3 times.
First pitch strikes would help him out, and that's been a bit of a struggle for him today. Last 8 batters, just 2 first pitch strikes.
So here's Brad Miller, tried to bunt his way on it. Carlos Ruiz threw him out. Fine play. Ball 1. Looking for that third out here in the fourth inning. There's a strike, 1-1. One here to Brad Miller. Swing and a miss. Brad back in his home area. Got into last night's game as a pinch hitter, went 0 for 1.
See that last fastball right at the top of the strike zone.
One up there again, couldn't get it. Boy, he cannot get that pitch. He's dotted that corner a whole bunch.
And that's why I thought this would be a good matchup for him. That's a good pitch, and that's not something new he's trying to do.
Right.
That's typically where he'll want to throw the good fastball.
Sure.
And those are strikes that he should be getting right now.
2-2 pitch. Back up this way.
And all of a sudden he lowers the fastball a little bit. You can see a better swing by Brad on the fastball. Probably more belt high. If he can stay above the belt and get that call, I think that's important, especially against this Rays team, a team that has struggled. We talked about they're a good low ball hitting team.
Getting just 209 here in August.
They have some power though, so you want to stay out of that loop zone, especially to the lefties.
Big pitch here, 2-2, 2 on. Got him. Boy, that's a big strikeout. Number 4 on the afternoon, stranding 2. We go to the 5th inning, 1-0 Rays. To the game, 2-0 pitch to Kevin Kiermaier, leading off the home first, and he rides one out. 8th home run, 21st RBI, his first career leadoff homer, and the 7th this year for the Rays. Corey Dickerson has the other 6.
I think Gallardo has thrown the ball well since then. Did have a couple of walks in the last inning that was able to get out of it. So pretty good overall. Pitch count started to get a little bit high on him, but not too bad. Meantime, Snell has had some overpowering stuff today. Good fastball. He's been 93 to 96.
Echeverria throws out Haniger as we send him back to Brett Adams. He's got to be pretty fired up about it too. Lined out hard to right field, Brad. First time up. 70 games with the Mariners. First time around, 204, 7 home runs, 23 runs batted in, and 2 of the home runs were grand slams. Taylor hit .350, 7 homers at Tacoma in 25 games. Got sent down in late July. Three and one. Give him the entire right side of the infield. High fly ball. Medium center field. You can hear Kiermaier calling for it.
And Taylor would like to have that pitch back. That is right in his wheelhouse. Talked about him pulling the ball with authority. Gets himself a good count. 3-1. That fastball probably middle in.
Good highlights last night. Mitch Haniger with a grand slam in his first game back after being hit in the face by Jacob deGrom on the 29th. Nelly Cruz muscled a home run to right center. Mariners hold on to win 7-6. Here's Heredia, fouled out to Lomo.
Well, let's see if he can get the ball down in the zone. No sooner did you say it in his first at bat day to get the ball down. He swung at a fastball that was up out of the zone, and a weak pop up to first. Good count for him.
2-0. And Gamble on deck.
It's about due to hit one out. You get a fastball in the middle of the plate.
Time call. Two-0 pitch. So at the latter stages of completing the second time through against Snell here. Gap goes to 2-2.
He just hasn't made many mistakes. He's had good stuff. Good fastball to work with today. To the right-handers, he's pitched inside, had a good changeup. Getting a good curveball from him today.
Swing and a miss. He's gone. Blake Snell, 3, 6, 7 consecutive hitters retired in this 1-0 Rays lead. Sports is brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. And by Steel. To find your local Steel dealer, visit steeldealers.com. Bright sunshine. We're inside Tropicana Field. Mariners trailing 1-0, trying to complete a season sweep of the Rays. Finally, Gallardo gave up a leadoff homer to Kevin Kiermaier in the first. Wiggled his way out of a couple of spots here. And here he goes in the fifth with Denny Echeverria. Leadoff triple back in the third. Bunt, and that didn't work out. Mariners advantage, 1 out.
And 1 pitch. And for Gallardo, a couple of more innings out of him. Total is at 72 now. Give him a little bit of run support. Turn things over to the good bullpen that you have. But he'll take a 1 pitch out like that. Perfect.
Top of the order, here's Kiermaier again. Mariners banged out 10 hits last night, 14 on Friday. Kiermaier shows bunt. Takes ball 1. Homered and struck out, 1 for 2. Two-0.
A 2-0 count in all 3 at bats.
Three, no, that's not where he wanted to go. Walk 3. Double play helped him out of trouble in the 3rd inning. Got 2 outs in the 4th and walked the next 2 batters. Got a strikeout. Brad Miller to end that threat. Three-one pitch. Want to keep his speed off the base paths. Gamble coming in. At the plate on a hop. Big turn by Kiermaier. Time now for Geico. This date in MLB history. Take you back to '74. The Express. Nolan Ryan throws the fastest pitch ever recorded to that point at 100.9. This season there have been 762 pitches over 100 miles an hour. Chapman's got 234. Joe Kelly of the Red Sox with 118 and Edwin Diaz with 12. But Nolly would just be another guy right now, right?
We talk about it all the time. The velocity and how often you see it. Every night you see somebody that's going to throw 95 or better.
Let me see some of the guys today pitching to what, 43, 44 the way he did.
I think he was later than that, maybe 48 and 47, 48, something like that.
Man, it was crazy.
And he was still throwing 95 at that point.
Yeah, he was.
Talk about the Rays, 7th in the American League in stolen bases. Kiermaier is their speed guy. Has 10 stolen bases, thrown out 4 times.
Due to fly out and a walk. Runner goes. Pitch swing on, and it's a fair ball. Takes Danny right to the bag.
And another good play.
That's big time. 2 down.
Well, you talked about it with Kiermaier's speed. If Haniger's not able to cut this off in the corner, he probably scores. You see Danny coming off of the bag when he takes off and then has to switch directions. That's clearly a fair ball. Ends up getting the out. Kiermaier was expecting it to be down the line too.
Sure.
Longoria base hit into left and hit into a double play.
stop by Chooch. By the way, Nolan Ryan, 46 when he hung him up.
Yeah.
With
amazing.
Texas went 5-5 at 4.88 with 13 games. Year before, age 45, 5-9, 27 starts. Stud. Try to get Longoria here for the third out. Oh, yeah. Good snag there. Underhand toss, inning over. Another runner stranded. See if that offense can wake up. They'll complete the second time through against young Blake Snell with Ben Gamble leading off when we get back. Homer standing up right now. The Mariners hopefully can get into the lead here this inning. And here's a reminder, you're going to the game. It's a quick and easy trip on the Sounder train, Link Light Rail, and ST Express buses. Plan your trip at soundtransit.org. So Ben Gamble, Carlos Ruiz, and Gene Segura, 8-9-1. Blake Snell's given up a base hit, a leadoff single to center. Nelson Cruz, second inning. He struck out 5, walked 1. Walk was eliminated in a double play. Strike him out, throw him out, double play with Gamble being thrown out.
If you look at it, he really hasn't had much pressure on him at all. Haven't had a runner in scoring position yet. He's only been in the stretch a couple of times.
One to Ben. Walked to a 3-1 pitch.
You can certainly see why he was a first-round pick.
Oh, yeah.
You have to like his arm. It's topped out at 96 today. Good changeup, good curveball.
Left-handed, 6'4", 200. Yeah, that checks some boxes.
Yeah.
Shorewood High School. First-round pick, 52nd overall. Back in 2011.
Maybe ended up taking a bite out of Danny Demuth, the home plate umpire. Sucre going to give him a little bit of time. Look at it, bounced up, maybe hit him on the hand. Now, you can see him, right hand.
Sucre said you're okay, and Dana gave him a nod. Two-two pitch here to Gamble. Goes foul. Offense hasn't been a problem First 2 games been stifled to this point. 2-2 pitch. Kiermaier to his right.
And for Snell, his pitch count now at 71 pitches. He's going to be out there for a couple more innings.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Carlos Ruiz will stand in now, 1 out. Second out of a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Strike 1. One to Carlos. Good spot for him to break an 0 for 12. Mariners backup catcher.
I think overall today, though, he's had a good day. He's made a nice play defensively on a ball out in front of home plate. He's done an excellent job of working with Gallardo to get him through the first 5 innings, giving up just the 1 run.
2-2. Snell certainly has looked good against the team he rooted for as a kid growing up in Shoreline. Here comes the 2-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. That's strikeout number 6. 2 down.
Talked about it with Snell and the good fastball, but he's also had a good changeup, and the breaking ball has typically been the curveball today. Most of the time this year he'll throw his slider a little bit more, but today he's throwing the curve.
Now begins
changeup. Sorry.
I was going to say now begins a 3rd time through. Segura ground out the second and strikeout.
I think on some days, talking about the 3rd time through, they obviously have a pretty good idea. Picking the ball up's not a problem for him anymore. They know what the fastball is going to look like, when he's going to throw the curveball. But if he keeps executing like he has today, it's going to be difficult to get to him.
Right at the shortstop, Echeverria. Quick, easy inning. 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. 1-0 lead for Tampa Bay. Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Come try the new Smoky Jack Burger or Chicken Sandwich, limited time only. By BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. The Gulf of Mexico coming right at you. Giovanni Gallardo into the 6th inning. Good to see home plate umpire Cucci Dana DeMuth. Okay, the trainer came out, takes a look at him. 61-year-old out of Fremont, Ohio. Bearing up, got hit on the right hand. He's worked 5 World Series, multiple championship games. Fouled off. Let's bring in Bill Kruger right now. Get his thoughts on what Giovanni Gallardo has done to this point. Hey, Bill, a question for you. First one, you give up Mike and I were talking about this. You give up a 2-0 pitch, a leadoff homer to Kiermaier. How does that shake your system as a starting pitcher?
And Bill, I think we're seeing him. You mentioned that he's a veteran guy. He has been around, and there's been some situations in the game today that maybe make a difference. But he was able to think his way through it and execute a few pitches. And you mentioned the off-speed pitches. What else have you liked from him today? That was a good pitch there to get Lomo. Strike him out. 5th strikeout for Gallardo. Let's flip the coin and talk about left-hander Blake Snell. He's held the Mariners to no runs on 1 hit. Do you like where he's at mechanically right now? You mentioned he's a young pitcher. To be able to go out and repeat the pitches that he's throwing, Bill.
Wow, sure. Yeah, good call. Yes, it has, for sure. And a good inning here for Gallardo. Here's a pop-up. He's going to take control. It's going to be Heredia. Bill, thanks so much. Catch you on Mariners Post Game presented by Alaska Airlines at the conclusion of this one. Good stuff for Gallardo. Through 6. He's only down 1-0. as we go to the top of the 7th inning. A reminder that the Seattle Children's Playfield is one of the best destinations at Safeco Field for the Mariners' youngest fans. Located on the main concourse in center field, the Playfield provides family fun at the ballpark. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports Crew with you. 1-0. Rays lead it. Blake Snell out of Shoreline High School, Shoreline, Washington, Shorewood High School. Pitching a heck of a ball game. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, no runs, 1 hit. 2, 3, 4 in the order here for the Mariners. Valencia, Cano, Cruz. It's the 3rd time through the order against Snell. Strike 1 to Danny, who struck out twice today. Heated it up. 95, couldn't catch it.
And now at 81 pitches, it still has the good fastball. Wants him to bounce it. There's the curveball. 12-6 curveball today has had a lot of bite to it.
3rd time he's K'd Danny Valencia. That's 7 for the ball game.
The high fastball, and it comes right back with a 12-6 curveball. Sucre actually wanted it in the dirt. Still works.
7 strikeouts. Coming up on his season best. It was 9 against Miami back on the 3rd of May. Here's Cano, fly to left, lined out hard to right. Mariners tried to get a runner to second. Gamble led off the 3rd inning with a walk. And then Carlos Ruiz worked 3-2 count. Gamble took off and was to strike him out, throw him out, double play. The only other base runner, Nelson Cruz, leadoff single to center in the 2nd inning. Good count for Robbie, 2-0. Ellie's on deck. See what gives here. 2-0. Up the middle, base hit. 2nd Mariner hit. Here we go. So Robbie's aboard for Nelson Cruz.
2-0, looking for the fastball. A little cutter, maybe the slider right there on the outside corner. At the end of the bat, sting the fingers a little bit, but you'll take the base hit.
That's the guy you want up there. Cruz in this series, 6 for 11, 2 homers, 2 doubles, 4 runs batted in, and 5 runs scored. And you know what stinks, Mike? We're going to a National League town.
Yeah, something to think about, right? We'll see what Scott Service is going to do. I don't think he's overly excited to have him play some outfield, but with the way he's swinging, it's tough to take his bat out of the lineup. So that'll be an interesting one to watch. The main thing, of course, is his health.
Certainly here in this ballpark, and it's going really well for him.
Yeah.
Just under 400, 7 bombs, 20 ribbies. Look at the slugging and the OPS. Yikes.
And again, Mariners are heading off to Atlanta, so 3 days in a National League ballpark. He'll have to play in the field if he's going to be in the lineup.
I heard he was lobbying big time.
Yeah, there's no surprise there, so it makes Scott's job a little more difficult.
Wonder how early he got here.
When you have one of your stars walking into your office, I'm sure he'll be in there early tomorrow, too.
Yeah. Close the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Skip.
Yeah. Makes it tough.
1-1. And into Sucre's glove.
They tried to give the Mariners the lead right there. Got a pretty good idea he was going to get a fastball. It's just a little bit too high. There. See the
risky to put him in the outfield.
There you have it.
So Rick Williams, scout for Atlanta, he said that outfield and right field is not that bad. Rick said if they hit it to a certain point, hey, it's over your head and it's out of the ballpark anyway. So
Yeah, but it's the wear and tear on his legs. And
I agree.
Running around. And
I'm with you.
there's, he's so important to this club that find a way. I mean, it's not all bad if you can pick the 7th, 8th, 9th inning and run him up there with a couple of guys on base, and you can pick your spot. That's not a terrible thing to have either.
Was that Philly he did that at?
Yes.
1-2 pitch. Struck him out. Nasty breaking ball by young Blake Snell. Strikeout number 8. 2 down.
He's had a really good fastball today, but that curveball has been brutal. A lot of bite to it. Mitch Haniger, a fly out and a ground out to short. He hit the grand slam yesterday. As you take another look, it was right where Sucre wanted it.
Ball 1 to Mitch.
Here's the other part that makes it tough too. The more I think about it, is it's a new ballpark, so obviously Nelson is not familiar with it, which makes it something to think about. But the other part about it is the baseball's flying out of there, and who else would you want in your lineup than Nelson Cruz? So it's a tough decision. First and foremost, you have to consider his health, though.
An MVP for the ball club.
Yes. The big hit yesterday, the grand slam, see maybe come up with something right here. Outfielders are playing deep.
Came up empty.
Yeah, good changeup.
Cruz pinch hit in Philly. Second day in. Drew a walk. A 7th inning appearance. 2-1 pitch here to Mitch. Count evens.
Still throwing 95. Pitch count at 94 pitches, and trying to get some action out in the bullpen. That's good news for the Mariners.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-0 Rays. Trying to salvage a game in this season series against the Mariners. Pitch to Haniger. Suki can't find it. And advancing is Cano.
On the wild pitch, Mariners have their first runner in scoring position with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Now let's take a look at the last pitch. In the dirt, there's the breaking ball. That one out in front of home plate, tough to block.
Got Sucre in the hand as well. Gallardo, 6 innings of 5 strikeout. 1 run on 4 hit ball. 3 walks. Walks didn't hurt him.
So it'll be interesting to see what pitch he gets right here. Yep, first base open. A young hitter. Motter waiting on deck.
3-2 pitch.
Didn't want to give in to him.
Ball 4. Tying and go-ahead runs are aboard for Taylor Motter.
And Sucre going out there and having a visit 3-2. That was something that they were going to talk about. And hitters count, even though he's had a good fastball today. Didn't want to give in. See Tommy Hunter, Dan Jennings. Jennings the only left-hander in the bullpen for the Rays.
Tony Zick preparing down in the Mariner bullpen.
Taylor, a couple of flyouts for him. Something a good count his last time up 2-0 and had a fastball he typically will handle, but just a little bit late on it. Ended up flying out to center.
First time up, hit it hard. Souza a few steps to his right, ran it down. Motter just recalled from Tacoma. Successful down there, hitting .350, 7 homers, 18 runs batted in with 6 doubles and a triple in 25 games. Good fastball. It's a big 2-out or 2-strike hit here. 2 outs, 2 strikes.
He's throwing 2 fastballs, both of them on the outside corner. And when he's been ahead, he's wanted to get to the curveball and bury it in the dirt, or he'll throw the fastball in. We'll see what he wants to do here.
The 0-2 pitch. Played off the breaking ball.
Good job. You can see Sucre tapping his glove on the dirt before he threw the pitch. I want to make sure he's down out of the strike zone. 0-2. Nice job by Motter to lay off of it. Next pitch will be 100.
You got Cano at second, Haniger at first, 2 outs, down a run. Motter calls time.
Snell threw 108 pitches in his last outing against Toronto.
His only win of the season. 1-6 record, a 4.78 ERA coming in. Big pitch here, 1-2 to Taylor Motter.
Right back to it again.
He triple up.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did against Sucre going out to the mound. Probably ask him what he feels right here. What do you want to do? If you miss with whatever they're going to throw, figure that out ahead of time. If it gets to 3-2.
A really good shot here for the Mariners. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach.
I would say most of the time a young pitcher would not want to triple up, but Sucre, the veteran, been around, could talk him into it. So we'll see.
2-2 pitch. Fastball's going to take Longoria right to the bag, inning over. Threat dies, 2 stranded. We go to the home 7th. Sucre is going to lead it off for the Rays. Blake Snell pitched a heck of a ball game. Here comes Gallardo for inning number 7. Get out and play today. Fans walking around here at the concourse. Tropicana Field, where the Rays have a 1-0 lead. Kevin Kiermaier led off the home first, 2-0 swinging, and a home run straightaway center field. And that's the only run this afternoon. Gallardo has been in a little bit of trouble and has wiggled his way out.
I think he's really thrown the ball well today. You mentioned the leadoff home run, but after that, in trouble a couple of different times. Really, the only time I thought it was concerning was in the 4th, when after getting a couple of quick outs, he had the back-to-back walks, but picks up a strikeout. If Brad Miller executed a couple of fastballs to get the strikeout. Really throwing the ball pretty well overall. The Rays haven't had many opportunities. 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. The Mariners just had their first runner in scoring position. They are 0 for 1. Mark Zepchinski getting loose in the bullpen for the Mariners.
So Gallardo here in the bottom of the 7th inning gets bottom third of the order. Sucre, Miller, and Echeverria.
You can see the total right now at 89 pitches. This will be his last inning.
Next stop on this Mariner Caravan, longest road trip of the season, we go to Atlanta. Second look at Andrew Albers, who goes against Mike Oldenevich. Marco Gonzalez and Lucas Sims. Osmo Ramirez and R.A. Dickey, the one-time Mariner. Atlanta, third place in the National League East, a record of 54-67. Jesus Sucre going to lead it off, grounded out to Cano and walked 0 for 1. First pitch. Ball 1. It's the 4th time Gallardo has seen the 7th inning here in the 2017 season. Went 6 1/3 at Oakland back on April 23rd. 6 1/3 against Oakland and Seattle. May 15 and pitched 7 innings against Minnesota. Got a no decision. It's innings. And we had that stint coming out of bullpen for a while before he was reinserted into the starting rotation. 1-1 here to Sucre. And a check with first base umpire Paul Nard. He says, yep, he did go. 1-2.
Started him with a couple of breaking balls away, then the fastball inside. Fastball at 91 miles an hour.
It did get him? Yep, it did. Thought I heard a double hit. Sucre takes his base.
Saw Zepchinski getting loose in the pen. He's getting ready for the top of the lineup. You have Kiermaier and Duda at the top of the lineup. They're both left-handed hitters. Miller obviously is too, but then you have the righty Echeverria, the shortstop, after. As we take a look at the two-seam fastball running in on him. Gets his jersey.
Miller 0 for 2, tried to bunt his way on. Ruiz threw him out. He struck out his second time. Whoa. Runner holds. Glad Segura was paying attention. Carlos came up firing.
He wasn't sure. Mentioned Echeverria, number 9 hitter in the lineup, waiting on deck, right-handed hitter. My guess would be that'll be the last hitter for Gallardo.
Time for Gallardo to throw a second double play ball here. Got out of the 3rd. Couple with a man aboard. Longoria bounced into a 5-4-3.
He's wanted to pitch him inside, Miller inside and above the belt. Robbie's telling him to get a bigger lead.
Right? Ball and 2 strikes to Brad Miller.
See the high target again from Ruiz. Last pitch in the middle of the plate, but still a good fastball at 92.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Mariners trying to win their 5th consecutive ball game. Good start to this road trip, winning the first 2 here in St. Pete.
Just staying at the top of the zone. You can see it on the tracer. Everything at the belt or higher.
2-2. He's around a full count here to Brad Miller. Echeverria's on deck. He tripled back in the third, tried to bun his way on in the fifth. 1 for 2. Segura and Cano set to play 2 here. 3-2 pitch. Long foul ball.
Maybe the 8th pitch of the at bat. Even 100 for Gallardo.
He's done well today. Get out of this situation. 3-2 again to Brad Miller. Pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 6th strikeout for Gallardo.
And we'll take a look at it going right back up top. You can see just above the belt. Really consistent with that. 8 pitches in the at bat. And 7 of them above the belt as Mel Stottlemyre Jr. is going to make a trip out to the mound. Zepchinski's ready to go in the pen, so we go over a little bit of scouting right here on what they want to do, see if they can figure out a way to get a double play ball.
Echeverria's bounced in at 2. Good to have you with us here at Root Sports. Looking forward to seeing you when we get back to Safeco Field. A really good homestand, the next to last one of the season. Oakland, Houston, and the Angels come to town. Next to last road trip will be Texas and Houston. One of the rare times they pair the trip to the Rangers and Astros together. Come home for Texas and Cleveland. Finish on the road, Oakland and the Angels.
101 pitches. They need him to execute just a couple more.
That's a good start right there to Echeverria.
Good cutter. The knees on the corner. 89 miles an hour. Good pitch.
Again, he has not been getting that one at the top of the zone where he likes to live.
Yeah, not as consistent as you would like to see.
Yeah.
Hard throwing Tommy Hunter getting loose in the pen for the Rays.
Two and one. Pitch 104 for Gallardo. Topped at 108. 11-1 win against Oakland at Oakland, 23rd of April.
It's pretty obvious he wants to get him out away.
Not much game recap. The leadoff homer by Kiermaier. That's it. Big pitch at 3-1. Hit well deep right field. All kinds of trouble. Good ball. 2-run homer. Then Echeverria, second home run of the season. Gives him 10 RBIs. And it's a 3-0 lead for the Rays. Secure scoring in front of him.
Five pitches, and it's the only one that ended up in the middle of the plate. Showed the tracer, all the fastballs and the cutter. And him not getting the call on the one pitch really hurt too, because that puts him in a hitter's count. And that two-seamer ran right back to the middle of the plate. And that'll bring out Scott Service. Unfortunate for Gallardo.
Indeed. So 1 out, 2 in here in the 7th. 3-0 lead for the Rays. We'll be right back. trailing 3-0 as he got into the 7th inning. Time now for a 76 driving Spirit. His numbers:
6 1/3, just 5 hits, a couple of home runs today, 3 runs they were earned, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. He threw 106 pitches. I really thought he threw the ball well today. Good bounce back for him. Unfortunate.
Time for a Beacon Plumbing call to the pen.
Mark Stepchenski will take over. Left-hander for the Mariners. Overall 48 appearances on the year, a 2.81 ERA, 22 strikeouts in 25 2/3. Opponents hitting 200 against him. Sinking fastball at 92 miles an hour and a slider.
Kiermaier. Oh, nice play by Danny Valencia one more time. Hard hit ball, and he had it all the way.
Kiermaier being aggressive. You can see Danny playing in. Ball was hit sharply, playing in because of the speed of Kiermaier.
So 2 outs. There's Lucas Duda. Duda 0 for 3 against Stepchenski. Eighth inning. Mariners will have bottom third of their order. Heredia, Gamble, and Ruiz. Blake Snell, what a job he's done. No runs on 2 hits. Echeverria, his second home run. Ground ball to Cano, comes to get it. And that'll do it. Echeverria's home run really puts a dent in things. Still some time here for the Mariners as we go to the 8th. All right, Brad, thank you. Tommy Hunter takes over. Blake Snell has tied his longest outing of his career, going 7 innings. Heredia leading off.
And for Tommy Hunter, veteran, been around, 45 appearances on the year, ERA just over 2. He's thrown the ball well, 44 strikeouts in 43 innings. Opponents hitting .205. He has given up 4 home runs. Average fastball this year, 96. We've already seen 98 here this afternoon. Slider, cutter, curve to go with it.
Strike 3 called. One away. Blake Snell, what an outing he had.
He was impressive. 7 innings, just 2 hits, did not give up a run. Couple of walks, 8 strikeouts. He threw 101 pitches.
In line to win back-to-back starts. It's Kevin Cash.
The right-hander in there. You have Alonso, Martin, and Seager on deck, or in the dugout, available for Scott Service.
Gamble grounds out.
And it looks like it's going to be Martin is going to hit. He will hit for Ruiz.
Attention, please. Pitching for Ruiz, number 12.
So here comes Leonis Martin.
Ruiz did a good job getting Gallardo into the 7th inning today. They need some offense. After Martin, you'll turn the lineup over again. Back to Segura.
Ebb and flow of baseball. Friday night, 7 runs on 14 hits. Last night, 7 runs on 10 hits. Left 9 last night, left 8 on. Those are the Mariner numbers. And a different story this afternoon. No runs on 2 hits. 3 men stranded. Two.
And Casey Lawrence getting loose in the Mariner pen.
Need some base runners. 0-2 pitch. Inside.
99 miles an hour.
Long look. Nobody on base. What's he doing?
Sucre gave him a look. Well, we've gone through all of them. Which one would you like?
2-2. Got that one out. Keep the AB alive. Best threat the Mariners had. 7th inning, 1st and 2nd. Could not get a runner in. Casey Lawrence ready. Swing and a miss. Martin swings through, and Tommy Hunter blows away the Mariners in the 8th. Rays lead it 3-0. To bottom 8 here at Tropicana Field. Hey, the Mariners host the Astros Wednesday, September 6th, and after the game, Cedar Grove is providing 5,000 fans with a bag of soil to help tend to your home garden. Visit a Mariners team store or mariners.com for your tickets. Look at the Rays out in right center field as Casey Lawrence takes over. He's got 3, 4, 5 in the order. Longoria, Morrison, and Souza Jr. here in the 8th.
For Casey, 17 appearances on the year, 1-3 record, 6.6 ERA, 41 strikeouts, and 43 2/3. Good sinking fastball, being in the low 90s. Fastball slider.
Mike Zunino takes over behind the plate. And first pitch from Casey Lawrence. Ball 1. Mike.
With Mike in the game, Alonso and Seager left on the bench.
It's played by Motter. 1 out. Mariners have done a good job holding Longoria down. Just 1 for 4 today. Brings up Logan Morrison. 0 for 3 today. Man in the middle, Manny Echeverria. Big damage, a 2-run homer and a 3-1 pitch in the 7th. One Alomo. Mariners in the top of the 9th. Top of the order will be Segura, Valencia, and Cano. Do it against Colome.
Having a good year as the closer.
Ball and 2 strikes here to Logan Morrison. Dano thought he might have had something there.
It's close.
Shift on for Lomo with Segura, Cano, short right field. 2-2. High fly ball for Heredia. Two outs here in the 8th. The Eagles and the Doobie Brothers, they're coming to Safeco Field Saturday, September 30th. It's a unique rock and roll doubleheader. Tickets on sale right now for the Classic Northwest at Ticketmaster.com. Tom Petty played last night, and from what I've seen on social media and phone calls, he said it was a fabulous show. And I heard good things about the Doobie Brothers and Eagles, their performance in New York. Bob Christopherson, head groundskeeper for the Mariners, had gone to Citi Field to watch that whole operation, watch the setup. Said the show was good too.
Take full advantage.
Want to get an idea what their needs are going to be for Safeco Field. He and his grounds crew are going to have a lot of work to do coming off this Petty concert. Then
Yeah.
the Mariners are still alive after the September 30th. That doubleheader. Even more work. Some long days, but they do wonderful work. Lawrence ahead 0-2.
Souza 0 for 3 today. Strikeout, couple of ground outs.
Ball on 2 strikes. 2-2. Angels lead at Baltimore 4-3, bottom of the 6th inning. Red Sox 2-1 on the Yankees in the middle of the 5th. Minnesota 9-0 on Arizona in the 2nd. Cleveland leads at Kansas City 3-2. That's in the 4th. Texas and the White Sox no score. There's some of the games involving teams in a wild card chase. 3-2 pitch. Two-out base runner. And that's going to bring up Corey Dickerson.
Number 10, left fielder Corey Dickerson.
Offense today for the Tampa Bay Rays. A Kiermaier leadoff homer 1st inning, and then a 2-run homer 7th inning by Echeverria, shortstop.
Well, if they're going to score, that makes sense. They've struggled. 12th in hitting, 12th in runs scored, but they are 5th in home runs, and if they were going to score, you would have to think it would be by the home run, and that has been the case today. Fortunately, it's one of the few times where the Mariners' offense hasn't been there for them.
Boy, not at all. And held to no runs on 2 hits.
That's after scoring 7 runs in each of the first 2 games. Really been swinging the bat well. Look at the first 2 games for the Mariners offensively. They were 10 for 22 with runners in scoring position. Today 0 for 1. Not many opportunities.
Yeah, be bad. Time called. Ball just came through from the bullpen. Alex Colomé getting ready.
And he's ready to go.
Runner breaks. Zunino's throw. Got safe.
Wow. That was a really good throw by Mike. He was able to get rid of it quickly, and it looked as if the throw was perfect. Now Souza is going to dive to the outside corner. You can see Segura catching the ball out in front of the bag. He gets the tag back in time.
Like he never got
I'm not sure that he was able to get the tag on him.
Yeah.
Just a great slide. You see him dive wide of the base and reach the corner.
Yep, never got it. Never laid a glove on him. Tough break. Carlos Torres, the umpire at 2nd. Count goes to 2-0.
I'll just put him on now. First base open. Go after Sucre.
Number 45, catcher Jesus Sucre.
Stolen base for Souza, his 10th. Caught just 3 times. Runner breaks for 3rd, swing and a miss. Souza in standing. Another stolen base.
Already in scoring position, so not paying a lot of attention to him. The infielders certainly aren't going to leave their position.
Barnes trying to get the 3rd out. Better run here. Here comes a 1-1. 2 out, 2 on. Swing and a miss.
He's trying to get Souza to chase the slider off the plate away. Wasn't able to do it. Ended up walking him. Good pitch right there to Sucre.
Rays make that 0 for 4 today. Runners in scoring position. 1 for 16 for the series. And overall 9 for their last 92. 1-2 pitch.
Right back with the same pitch. Slider. Same location.
There we go with Deuces Wild. 2 out, 2 on, and a 2-2 offering. Fouled off. And again, top 9. Mariners will have the top of the order: Segura, Valencia, and Cano. And it's Alex Colomé.
20 pitches in the inning for Casey. 20 pitches, 9 strikes. $13,354 on hand. 2-2 to Sucre. Swinging and a miss, scatting. That'll do it. So the Mariners will have the top of the order. They're trailing 3-0. They try to rally here and take this series. All right, thanks, Brad. Going against the best of the Rays, their closer, Alex Colomé. Top of the order for the Mariners. Segura 1-for-1 against Alex. Fastball, slider, changeup for Colomé. His fastball on average 96 miles an hour. Having a good year for them. Leads the American League with 35 saves, a 3.19 ERA, 45 strikeouts, over 21 walks.
One to Segura. Go for 3 today. Grounded out the second strikeout and grounded out the short. Trying to extend his hitting streak to 6 games. Last chance maybe to do that. Crowded it, missed, 2-1. Ball to Echeverria. Throws out the Mariners shortstop, 1 away.
Yonder Alonso going to pinch hit for Valencia. That will leave Seager on the bench. Everybody else has been used.
See what he can do. 2 for 5 against Colome. First pitch. Challenging.
No. Good fastball at 96. Up and out over the plate. So difficult when you're coming off the bench in a situation like this against this type of closers, throwing 96. But I like the fact that he was able to get a swing right away. It's going to be a tough at bat, but at least if you can get that one swing in early, I think it can help.
Just outside. 2-1. Mariners need base runners. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Definitely would like to get a couple on. You have Alonso, then Cano, then you have Cruz walking up there. So he's trying to find a way to get on base, see what Robbie can do, and give Nelson a chance to at least tie this game up.
Colome out of Santo Domingo. Lives in San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. Two to Alonso, time call.
Love to see Nelson up there with a couple of guys on base. As hot as he has been.
2-2 to Alonso. Gets past Sucre, full count. Colome with a big year last year, 2-4 record, 37 saves. Alonso's worked it to 3-2. 1 out and a pitch. The other way, base hit. There's one base runner. He'll hold there.
Smart play.
Absolutely. Do not need him at second right now. Build it up.
Yeah, base runners. Good play. Dickerson out in left field. If there's any doubt in your mind as a base runner, you have to stop. And there's the veteran going the other way, able to get on top of a high fastball at 96 miles an hour. And here's the play by Dickerson. Well done. That'll bring up Robbie with Nelson on deck.
Robbie 2 for 8 against Colome. Cano with a sharp base hit center field in the 7th inning. He's 1 for 3.
He's hit the ball hard a couple of times today.
That's right.
Lined out to right.
Back in the 4th inning, that thing was really hit hard. Ball 1. Sucre did a heck of a job saving that. Rays with a run in the first, 2 in the 7th. A couple of guys from the Dominican doing battle here. Robbie Cano and Alex Colome. Recently moved in the top 3 in the Rays all-time save list behind Roberto Hernandez, Fernando Rodney, and now Alex. 1-1 pitch. That hurt.
You could hear that all the way up here.
Mm-hmm. Didn't need much amplification, that's for sure.
No. He has one of the better shin guards you're going to see, but there's still a gap in there. I wonder if it hit right in the gap in the instep of his foot. An aggressive swing right off the top of his ankle on the outside of it.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Scott Service, Rob Nodine taking a look at him. So he's going to walk it off.
Pitch in the same area. The count goes to 1-2. Robbie Cano, Alex Colomé on the mound here, the closer for the Rays. Under Alonso, he's at first. Nelson Cruz, he's on deck. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 down.
Now they need Nelson to find a way to get on base. Colomé 35 saves and 40 opportunities. Now look like a changeup right on the outside corner. Haniger waiting on deck.
Only 2 for 10 against Colomé. First pitch. Bouncing ball. Nice play. It's Echeverria. Throw over to first. Got him. Oh, man. What a play. Echeverria. It's a 2-run homer and then a fine play to end the game. Although Scott Service is going to take a look at this, and I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. It was a terrific play. Nelson was running hard the entire way. You see him dive in the outfield, gets rid of it quickly. Because of the turf, the long hop. And that'll be it.
Yes, indeed. That's tough. Well, the Mariners do take the series. They don't get the sweep. So that's a heck of a play. There's good plays you want to see a shortstop make, especially with the game on the line. And, yep, he did get him, no doubt about that. But they get the series win. Good start to this road trip. They go 2-1 now off to Atlanta.
You always want to get greedy, but you're right. The main thing is they win the series. That's something that Scott has talked about. They move on to Atlanta. Going to play 3 there. So hopefully they come right back and win a series. Then again, just keep building on the momentum that they're starting to create.
Rays get this one 3-0 for Mike Flowers. I'm Dave Sims. Talk to you from Atlanta tomorrow. Right now, Mariners postgame presented by Alaska Airlines starts right now with Brad and Bill. Fellas?